in the far northern part of Montana. Mild temperatures start creeping in to the central part of the U.S. Still plenty of warm temperatures in South Florida, parts of the desert Southwest. Mild temperatures along the West Coast. Humidity. Let's just move on to tomorrow morning. Still dry conditions, still low humidity for tomorrow morning throughout much of the megalopolis parts of the country. But it gets really humid in the south and the Mississippi Valley, eastern Great Plains. But on the western side, it's less humid. In the desert Southwest too. Plenty of humidity in the Central Valley, California to the Pacific Northwest. And as well as for folks in the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. Still plenty of low humidity in the New York City area, believe it or not, in North New Jersey, Hudson Valley, eastern Pennsylvania. Low humidity throughout much of the desert Southwest to western Texas and the western plains. Lots of humidity in the Pacific Northwest to Yellowstone, Great Lakes region, and parts of Florida. By tomorrow night, though. Wednesday morning, there's a lot of humidity along the Gulf Coast to the Mid-Atlantic, Great Lakes region, Ohio Valley, Rocky Mountains, Pacific Northwest, and the Central Valley, California. Low humidity in parts of the desert Southwest to West Texas. Less humidity in the center part of the country. Let me get myself comfortable, folks. Hold on. By Wednesday night, there's plenty of humidity in the Northeast to into the Smoky Mountains, and somewhat humid in the Gulf Coast states. Less humidity in the Carolinas, Southern Plains, Ozarks, and a lot of less humidity in the desert Southwest. Lots of humidity in the Pacific Northwest and the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho. Thursday morning, plenty of humidity in Maine, Florida, Northern Plains, and the Pacific Northwest, Central Valley, California. Low humidity in Southern California to Southern Arizona. And finally, low humidity on the western side of the Great Plains to parts of the desert Southwest. Some humidity will be in the Northern Plains and the Pacific Northwest and Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho too. Well, we don't need to deal with Cape since I've already showed you guys where the thunderstorms are. Right now, let's go back to radar OL. Let's check on the gusts before we can conclude and do the weather topic of the day afterwards. Okay, so tomorrow morning, plenty of gusts in the Great Plains, Northern Rockies, Pacific Northwest. Yeah, but it gets worse in the Northern Rockies and Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho, up to 80 miles an hour in gusts. Tomorrow night, plenty worse gusts from the Northern Rockies to the Northern Plains and over Lake Erie. But the worst part is in the Rockies. Some places might get up to 90 miles an hour in gusts, but that's just my estimate, folks. It's not to be used as ways of saying, oh, there is going to be, but that's just my guess. In the Dakotas, up to 60 miles an hour in gusts, maybe close to 70. Oregon, Western Oregon might get up to 40 to 50 miles an hour in gusts. Wednesday morning, gusts are up to 60 miles an hour in the Missouri River Valley and the Ohio Valley up to 50. In some places, though, some lakes, like Lake Michigan and Lake Superior, up to 50 miles an hour in gusts. Pacific Northwest on the coastal side, up to 60 miles an hour in gusts is possible, and the leeward side of the Cascades too. Parts of the northern Rockies will get some gusts of up to 50 miles an hour, up to 40 in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas and eastern New Mexico. Wednesday evening, gusts could be up to 50 miles an hour near West Virginia. Oh, in the coastal parts of the East Coast. Oh boy. And some parts of the Great Lakes too. Northern Rockies up to 60 to 70 miles an hour in gusts. And parts of the Pacific Northwest too. Thursday morning, up to 40 miles per hour in gusts in much of the Northeast. Up to 50 in parts of Lake Huron, parts of Lake Michigan, and parts of Lake Superior. Northern Rockies might get up to 60 to 70 miles an hour, maybe close to 80 miles an hour in gusts in a few places. Northern Idaho and Washington State too. And finally, by Thursday night, much of the Northeast still might get like somewhere between 30 to 50 miles an hour in gusts. Dakotas and the Northern Rockies might get just about right around 40 to 60, maybe close to 70 or 70 miles an hour in gusts. All right, and now let's go back to Radar Omega. This time we're actually going to talk about snowfall totals in the next 72 hours. So what does this mean? Okay, so let's take a look. Much of New England, they'll have an estimate of around between 6 to 12 inches of snow, maybe a little higher in a few areas, like right between Oswego and Utica. Western Pennsylvania, about as much as up to a foot of snow. Scranton, northeastern Pennsylvania, up to 3. West Virginia, about up to a foot of snow, as well as eastern Kentucky. And coastal part of the Mid-Atlantic might get up to almost a foot of snow. But right in between, it'll be just up to 6 inches of snow. Michigan, they'll get as much as up to a foot of snow, as well as folks in Wisconsin. Chicago, up to 3. Detroit, up to 5 inches of snow. But going a little south, just up to an inch or 2 or 3. But after that, like places like Springfield, Indianapolis, and Columbus, not much. Northern Minnesota, about... Oh, hold on a minute. Just about up to a foot of snow, but in northwestern Minnesota, about up to 15 inches of snow. Parts of North Dakota, up to a foot, but in other parts of North Dakota, they'll get up to no more than 2 inches of snow, and as well as a few parts in South Dakota and Iowa, too. Let's take a look in Montana, eastern part of Montana, up to a foot, but southeast of Great Falls, around between 2 to 2 to 4 feet of snow in a few places in the northern Rockies. But east of Kalispell, right between Kalispell and Great Falls, between Missoula and Great Falls, oh boy, up to 4.5 feet of snow. Oh boy, in the next 3 days. West of Butte, up to 2.5 feet of snow. In and around Yellowstone, up to 4 feet of snow in a few places. Northeast of Boise, up to 3 feet of snow. Otherwise, it'll be... Oh, hold on a minute. Otherwise, it'll be up to 2 feet of snow there. Northeastern Oregon, around between 12 to 18 inches of snow near La Grande. The Cascades, about up to 4 feet of snow. Make that a little more than that in a few places. Just east of Seattle. North of Spokane, up to 2 feet of snow. Colorado. North central Colorado, up to a foot of snow. Just northwest Denver, though. I don't know if I already talked about Rapid City, but just up to a foot and a half of snow there. All right, guys, I've covered a lot today, and I do want to thank... Oh, wait! Before we go, there is one thing that I got to do before we end the stream, and that is the weather topic of the day. I've talked so much, and I've lost track of a lot of things, folks. Okay, so just prepare myself for the weather topic of the day. Okay, so the weather topic of the day is how do you plan for winter storms? A few days prior, if the forecast calls for winter weather, now is the time for you to prepare, which means that you got to have emergency supplies for your home and your car. Check your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Replenish fuel for your car and heating sources. But the day before, if forecast accuracy continues to improve, even though you got to check the latest, adjust plans, have multiple ways to receive warnings, bring your pets indoors, and ensure that they have food and water. And the day of the storm, remain vigilant and stay informed, and drive only if it's necessary. Check on neighbors and family members. Properly ventilate emergency heat sources. Keep generators at least 20 feet from your home. And take it easy when shoveling. Stay safe, everybody! Well, folks, that's it for the weather topic of the day. And I've definitely talked a lot throughout the national weather discussion. I will see you guys on Wednesday for Minecraft if the weather doesn't get bad. But if it does, then it'll be only the national weather discussion. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Hit me with a follow and turn on the notifications that you guys will know when I'll be streaming the next time. Whether if I'm going to do so or not, but just still turn on the notifications regardless. All right. Love you guys. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe out there no matter the weather, and do safeguard yourselves and others. Until the next stream, peace out, everybody. Signing out.